Rob.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe.net. Today we're taking a look at the 2004 Teen Titans line of figures. This is a Series 1. It's also known as the Contemporary Teen Titans. It is, of course, Tim Drake Robin. There is a very funny story into me picking this up. One of my good friends of the Rogue Show, Automatica, had sent me a text message that said, hey, I found a Teen Titans Robin, because I've been saying I've been looking for this figure, and he's been ranging anywhere from maybe as low as $35, sometimes up to $60, because this was kind of a highly sought after wave, and of course being a Robin, he kind of goes up a little higher in price. And she said there's an eBay auction going on right now, and the figure's like $12.50 with like 6 minutes left to go. So I was kind of watching and waiting and knowing not to bid right away. And when we got down to like 2 minutes, I decided to put a bid in just to see if maybe somebody had a reserve bid of like $50. If it kind of kept climbing, then I was not going to be bidding. So I put my bid in for, I think I had to put $12.50, and I got outbid. So I thought, well, I'll try 13. And I started looking at the timer on the eBay bid, and it's going, a little faster, not faster, but counting down. And I realized I'm under a minute. So hurriedly, instead of typing, well, this is what I typed. I typed 1300 and hit enter. I didn't put a decimal point, folks. I bid $1,300 on this figure, and it is going. So my winning bid, or my bid at that time, was $13, and I thought, oh my gosh, somebody's going to snipe in at the last minute and start going, $20, $30, $40, $50. So my wife and I were kind of watching the bid, and I'm trying to back out of the bid. My wife's like, what happens if somebody puts, $500 down on this figure? You're going to pay $500 for the figure. Well, needless to say, I only paid $13 for this figure. So that is the most I've ever bid on a figure. I'm going to put a little slide in right here to show you the price that I put on here. Decimal points. They'll get you every time. I remember seeing this figure back when it originally came out, and it's a story I think a lot of us collectors look at and go, oh, I'll get him later, or I thought, oh, I was wanting to get something else. And I kicked myself for a very long time, almost 10 years trying to track this guy down. Finally got him, and usually when I see him on eBay, he's usually like mint in box. He's very expensive. If I even see him loose, he never comes with the stand and never comes with the bow staff. So getting the stand, the Teen Titans base, and the bow staff for $13, you can't beat it when other eBay bids that are currently going on are anywhere from $30 to $40 loose in this condition. And the condition is really, really good. Almost right out of the box. So the person that had this took very, very good care of it. The only scratch that I have is on the Titans base, and I was like, yippee. So let's take a look at my hasty bid here, putting in $1,300. But he looks fantastic. I could not ask for a better figure from eBay, as if I'd have bought it new out of package myself. So very cool. Based off the artwork of Mike McCone. He updated a lot of the Titans in the Jeff Johns run in the first initial, but the Neil Adams version and Norm Brayfogle was done so well. He has gone on and saying there was nothing I needed to do to tweak the Tim Drake Robin character. He was already perfect. So I'm just marveling at a 10-year figure, now almost 11-year figure, how good of a quality this is. This looks like Mike McCone's art. The sculpt is fantastic. This is DC Direct in their prime, getting started out and going toe-to-toe with Mattel as a very, smaller company putting out figures at the time until, the almost monster giant they are now. But the sculpting on this is fantastic right down. There's the Titan's little peg that's stuck in his boot, which I'm probably have to pull this out on off camera. So I apologize about that. So yeah, the little peg comes in and out, so he won't stand. He stands on his own. I've had this happen before, so probably in some of the comparisons, I'm going to have to put him back in there. But very cool. The staff is rather tiny, but in comparison, it's fine. I'm just happy to have the original staff in here, so it works, pretty cool. Like I said, most of the time you don't even see the staff, so I think I'm probably just going to leave it in. Like, as you could tell, it comes, in and out here. It's not like you could put a bigger staff in here without hollowing out the hand a little bit more. But just, I love this figure. This has been a holy grail figure of mine for quite a long time. So I can't believe I got it for 13 bucks. So let's take a look at the articulation of this guy. He looks left to right. No up or down. It's kind of this is DC Direct here. Arms go up almost to a 90 degree. That's about as far as he's going to go. Go all the way around. Single jointed at the elbow, which the joints are a little loose on him, not bad. The wrist rotates all the way around, or the glove. Both do so. No ab crunch or twist or waist swivel. Legs go forward and back, which is really nice. So definitely could get in a Batmobile of some type. Single bend at the knee. Just a fantastic figure. Again, for a 2004 figure, this is one of the primos in the collection. So I'd like to bring up my other DC Direct Robin here. All right, here's the other DC Direct Robin, the Batman and Son Tim Drake in his 1 year later costume. This one's a little shorter here. I think he's kind of hunched over just a little bit in his sculpt. Two of my favorite Tim Drake figures, and I can now say I have both of them. This is great from Tim's costumes in the new 50 or not new 52, in the old continuity. I still always lean more towards this one. I loved the longer cape that they drew him in, but there's just something cool about the classic Tim Drake costume that you just can't beat. And I've said it before that a lot of the 90s characters that got upgraded costumes or came out in the 90s scream every bit as 1990, but this Robin costume has stood the test of time, has gone into the animated series, has made one trip into a full-length feature movie, and it works very, very well. And to know that seeing Robin with pants looks more practical, so this is always one of my first loves in costumes, even though I think I prefer this one just a little bit more. You can't go wrong with the classic Tim Drake costume. Now, there was no Batman in the Teen Titans line, and me, I always like to put a Batman with my Robins. So this guy's been kind of sharing the space with the Hush Batman, so I'd like to find the Batman and Son Batman to go with it. So let's bring up the Hush Batman to see what he looks like with the Titans Tim Drake Robin. And of course, I knew the two were going to look fantastic together. This just really makes me happy. One of the crowning jewels in my collection to be able to have this figure. And I think I can say that I have every version of Tim Drake made in action figure form from DC Direct / DC Collectibles now, and also including the new 52 Robin, which I don't have him right here for photo's sake. He's not going to be standing with those figures, but I'm over the moon with this figure. So I'm so glad to be able to have him, and I got him in 2015, the Robin's 75th anniversary, so it made this pickup even sweeter. Final thoughts of this guy. I think it goes without saying, like I said, I'm over the moon with this figure. I absolutely love this figure. If you have it, you probably already know what a great figure this is, and I'm surprised the person that sold it, maybe they weren't a huge Batman fan or a huge Robin fan. But us Robin fans out there, if you're looking for the Tim Drake figure to get, as much as I said I like the Batman and Son figure, this would be the one to get. Mattel has some good Tim Drake Robin figures, but this is the guy right here. The cape could be just a little bit longer for my liking, but it works very well and definitely looks like Mike McKone's art that was featured in the very high praised Jeff Johns Titans run. And I didn't read a lot of Teen Titans growing up, and even though I saw them, the first Titan stories that I ever really read were the Jeff Johns stories, and I can't recommend those highly enough. Today we've been taking a look at the 2004 Contemporary Teen Titans figure number 1 out of the series. It is, of course, Tim Drake Robin. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the BatmanUniverse.net signing off saying we'll see you guys next time.